A couple months ago, we took 12 residents out of the camp, out of Camp Nenookaasi, and helped them get sober. Um, and out of the 12, we currently have 4 that are still on their recovery journey. We took them to ceremony. We did things like take them to the movie. They went and seen the Bad River movie. We took care of them while they got better. And we went to Sweat Lodge and helped them connect with different treatment centers. A few of them went back before treatment. A couple went to treatment and left and went back to camp. But 4 are still on their recovery journey, which 1 is in treatment, 1 got stable housing, and 2 went back home up north with their family. They're expecting a baby, so they decided to go back up north now that they're off fentanyl and work on getting custody of their children back. Since then, I decided to kind of take a break. Not quite a break, but like as I went to ceremony, I realized that staying at the camp wasn't doing myself any good, and it wasn't doing the people any good. It was helping them, having a support system inside the camp, but to be honest, like it was very hard. It was very hard, and I want everybody to realize that I'm a woman in recovery as well, and to stay in that camp, supporting the relatives, it helped me a lot. But at the same time, I also need to protect my spirit, and I realized that I needed more ceremony. I need my family, and I also need the relatives. So right now I'm figuring out that balance, and also planning on with our group of allies that we have a small group of people that have been very dedicated to the camp. The movement has been reached around, in the approximately 400s of people that are willing to help the unhoused, but the people that are very, very invested as far as shopping and being there every single day, we're probably just, maybe a dozen people that go into the camp every day. And so I had decided to stay home, because everybody knows I'm housed, but I was there as like as their support, to show them that we are there to support. And so I took some time to think, what is my role in the camp? Asking the relatives, what is my role? What would you like it to be? And they're like, just move back in, we need you. And I, that makes me feel good and everything. But I also have a family. I have 2 grandchildren, and I have 5 children of my own. And I also have a recovery community. I had myself and a couple other people in recovery. We founded a group named the Sobriety Warriors. And we're based out of Little Earth, doing Wellbriety meetings and traveling to ceremonies, traveling to powwows, just doing all kinds of things together, learning a lot of things together. Anything that was out there, we were just taking off and being involved in it and whatnot. And so, what? And so, I know. And I realized when I went back, I did what I knew. I started to sow, and that's what I do. When I first started my healing journey and I first started my recovery, I learned when I first actually started venturing out, because I was very scared to leave my home, because I thought living in Little Earth, that if I left home, depending on how I feel, or if I just got like that, fuck it mind, that I would relapse. I would run into one of my old friends. So I stayed really secluded into my home. And the first time that I actually came out of the house was through making a ribbon skirt with the Little Earth Protectors. And I found sewing very healing. And so when I was home, I kind of didn't know what to do with myself. I wanted to go back. My first instinct was like, go back to the camp. Like, I missed them. I cried a lot, it was a transition to be away from all of them. And so I started sewing. I made regalia for my grandson. I made myself a skirt, a tea dress, which you use for like ceremony and for, sweat lodge. And so here I am sewing again, trying to figure out, like, what is my role with camp right now? How do you guys here at Nenookaasi want that to look like? How do I want to? What's my capacity? And also trying to fill that dream of like the healing center and some kind of housing for the people, right? And my goal has always been recovery. I speak recovery. I had Wellbriety meetings in the camp every day. I was reading the Elders' Meditation. I was talking any teachings that I learned from our cultural, any traditions. I brought that into the camp. And, I did my best to be a good relative to them and take care of them and be there for them and be a support. And so with them, they understand that I have to be home, and they said that was okay. And I told the relatives, and they know I'm their support system. I'm there every day at camp, so I haven't like drawn back. I'm not living there. When my granddaughter's at school or I have some time, I stop by camp. Now we have 2. I go by the camps. I see what is there that they need. Hand out cigarettes. I roll cigarettes and hand out cigarettes, or I just sit and visit with them while they roll cigarettes that I bring through. And just, whatever I can do. One day I boiled a lot of hot dogs and packed them up, and I brought hot dogs to camp. My role looks a little bit different, but I wanted to get that word across that I'm still your support system. I haven't fallen back. I haven't went anywhere. If an eviction happens, I'm coming through. I'm going to be the first motherfucker right there. They know. And so what our group of Nenookaasi has done right now, we're decentralizing by pulling back on fundraising for like breakfast and just needs. We have partnered and reached out to community members to fill in those gaps as best as we can, and being able to focus on a new type of solution to create some type of harm reduction housing for the relatives that will help them move towards recovery. And all of this housing has been created by them, something that they feel will work. So this plan isn't me sitting behind a desk, sitting behind my computer, sitting at home think on a plan on what I think or what any of our camp supporters think. It's what they feel. It's come from them. And so I have been driving around with my little graphics, which is like, actually stick houses, just pendant houses with jotted lines or notes of what they've come up through. And and then I made it, in that book a little bit cleaner as I go. I flip the pages and I redo it, and I write more notes as I drive the streets. I've been in the van. You'll see me all up and down Bloomington, Franklin, at the camps at night, during the mornings, early mornings. And I actually ask the relatives, like, what do you think of this? When I see somebody, as I hand out, condoms, harm reduction, cigarettes, water, whatever, and just giving them a hug and seeing how they're doing and letting them know that I'm still here, talking to them about recovery. So, anyways, I just want to say that we have plans. watch how our team, I guess, watch our social media, see how you can support, and we'll be updating soon.